That's totally fucking called it. William Sutherland, you are fucking me. By which I mean you are me, not that you're fucking me. That would be weird.
All right, we are calling all Gundam Seed pilots. Are you ready to double your deployment? Join us on Patreon and get double episodes dropped right away. Once we reach 30 patrons, we'll bring double episodes to YouTube for everybody to experience. So fuel your Gundam addiction on Patreon. So let's build this community together, join Patreon, and get those double episodes of Gundam Seed.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Justin, and we are back with another episode of Gundam seed. Before anything though, we have a couple of comments from the YouTubes. That's what old people are saying, I believe. Cool people emulate old people now. I believe that's the thing, right? We always do what's the inversion.
Something like that.
Davy B. Jones 999 says from the episode The Awakening Sword, there was a lot of discussion about Flay and Badgirl in the thoughts section, so here's a fun fact about them. Both Flay and Badgirl have the same voice actress. It's always kind of amusing to me, given that both characters are very abrasive. She also voices a separate third character in the sequel series Gundam Seed Destiny as well.
Interesting. It is interesting that both characters are abrasive, and it's the same voice actress.
It's funny to me because there's another show on this channel, and I'm sure you'll never guess which one.
Is it a Macross?
It is a Macross. You know, I'm setting you up for one of these times to be not Macross, right?
I know. I'm fully aware.
Well, there's a character who has literally like no voice lines. We just call her Flower Girl.
Okay.
Because sometimes she goes, huh? Huh? You know, she does that. We're not sure she can talk yet. But
Got it.
there's another character that's also voiced by the same voice actress who only speaks in 2-word lines. So this voice actress is making bank on as little as possible.
That's fun.
Alright, next up. We have Zero Hera, also from the episode The Awakening Sword. The stealth system the Blitz uses, shortened to MC, is incompatible with the Gundam's phase shift armor, meaning that while the Blitz is hidden from sight, it has a higher susceptibility to physical damage than the other Gundams using PS armor. The Archangel crew know this and used fragmentation projectiles to force the Blitz out of stealth mode, making it a target for their other weapon systems. Remember, the Archangel and the Gundams were designed to counter the threat posed by Zaft's mobile suits, which have limited material coating and can't use beam weaponry. So phase shift is effective against them, but not necessarily against themselves. Beam weapons being able to bypass phase shift armor and only failing against the shields, since those have higher tolerance for physical damage and anti-beam coating, though extensive exposure to beams does reduce their effectiveness.
Okay.
That last part seems wrong to me, considering we have a whole comment section about Kira dodging, essentially based on beam weapons hitting his mobile suit and having no physical effect. Sorry, no visible effect.
Yes, however, I
don't go back on it now.
But hold on. I am sure that there is some technical spec which makes both pieces of information correct.
Oh yeah, but we don't care about that.
That's all I was going to say.
We've never cared about that. We don't care about the technical manuals. It's not in the show. And if it was in the show, they would copy and paste something off of the internet, like a news report. So, to the first half, sure, I mean, that's cool. That's like a cloaking device in Star Trek. Can't have your shields up when your cloak is on.
Yes. I've watched maybe 2 episodes of Star Trek in my life, so.
And none of them feature the cloaking device, apparently.
They could have.
Which series?
I don't know.
Um, did it look really bright?
I, d- I do not know, nor will I remember.
Okay. Newer stuff looks darker for some reason. Older stuff looks brighter. And TOS looks the brightest of all. So,
The Star Trek Terms of Service?
the original series.
Got it.
TNG, the Next Generation, DS9, Deep Space Nine, VOY, Voyager, ENT, Enterprise. Uh, those are the only ones I know the abbreviations for. Oh,
Got it.
TAS, the animated series.
Everything at one point had an animated series, so that doesn't surprise me.
Well, yeah. The animated series came out like after the original series did. It was like they immediately went from original Star Trek to animated, and then Next Generation.
Got
So,
it.
but the animated series was weird because they went to like a magical dimension too, where the devil
Oh,
tried to tempt them. Yeah, I know. Uh,
yeah, that
there
is
was an
weird.
episode where they got shrunk and had to like, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids their way through the ship. So
That's fun.
I I never really watched it. Anyway, we have another one from Zero Hera from the episode Flay's Decision.
Yep.
Technically, the head was the main cameras, and the communication equipment, the large V's, are supposed to be antennas, same as the Gins, massive fin. But a mobile suit can still see even if the head is destroyed, if they are in possession of a weapon with a camera sight, like the beam rifle on Kira's strike, or if there are alternative cameras along the body of the unit, like on the shoulders or the chest piece. As Seed was designed to emulate Justin Rule, their camera equipment and cockpit layout is pretty much the same as that series, just modernized. In later Gundam shows, however, particularly later model machines, the units are given 360-degree cockpits, suggesting that they have a larger variety of camera placements that are that are then overlapped to create the 360-degree view surrounding the unit.
Okay, that makes sense.
Not often I have to invoke the Justin rule on a different show, but I think I may have said this as well during an earlier episode and then regretted it immediately, and then just assuming you don't remember. So I'm trying to lower the possibility of remembering. I will say though, that'd be incredibly difficult if you like had your main camera knocked out and then you had to beam
Yeah.
rifle it because then you'd have to like adjust everything for where the beam rifle is unless you like plop it in your head and just then your gun head, whatever that anime was.
Oh god, it just makes me think of the game Cuphead.
Well, there's an anime like that, but it's a guy with a gun for a head.
That's it. That's an inconvenient head.
I don't know. I think it was actually played really seriously, and I don't know what the anime was actually about. Kind of like Chainsaw Man, where the Chainsaw Man guy has a chainsaw for a head when he's in Chainsaw Man form.
That's also a very inconvenient head.
Well, because he's also got a mouth. His mouth is underneath the chainsaw. It's like almost like shark's mouth, kind of. It's like jagged spike mouth thing. I
So
don't know.
he's Sharkmouth Chainsaw Head. Okay.
Well, we watched the show on the channel, so anyway, yeah. I think this just ironically given the fact that this comes up in the episode Flay's Decision, and I think we made a lot of camera placement on the Gundam jokes, like on episode 2.
Yes.
So it's a little late coming. We must have said something during Flay's Decision.
I don't doubt
Ironically,
it.
well, ironically, we've been talking a lot lately about the Gundam's heads being blown off. Because there was that one that the head got knocked off and the thing just fucking exploded. Like it was a load bearing head.
Yes.
And I think Atherin's got its head tore off and he didn't explode.
Correct. Atherin's got its head cut off, but it kept fighting.
Right. Up until the end.
Yes.
Alright, well, why don't you go ahead and remind us of what happened last time?
This one will be short and simple. It was the assault on the Alaska base. Flay was kidnapped at one point in the assault, and delicate information was stolen, and it ended. I want to say zaft, but I know that I don't think that's the correct show.
No, Zaft is in the show.
Okay, cool.
This is Zaft, and I think it's still Earth Federation.
Yes, I knew it was still Earth Federation.
The other one is Xeon.
Yeah. So then it ended with Lacus being like, hey, we were working on this better version of the thing you found. Take it. You're not on our side. Go.
Yep. That's what happened.
Yep.
Alright. Well, before anything else, I guess let's just take a quick glance at the board. I'm pretty sure I haven't changed anything. I think the only thing I've changed... Actually, yeah. I did put the Strike Gundam, which was blown up.
Yeah.
And was in ruins on the beach, was picked up by Orb. I don't know if it's completely destroyed or they're going to repair it or what have you. So I've just kind of question marked it and put it over here with the other Orb people.
Yep.
Let's see. Nattery, bad girl, kind of got shifted off of the ship, so I took her out of the line, which I guess makes Arnold the next in command. Or the next in authority. Anyway, she's off by herself doing whatever. Same thing for... Sorry, go ahead.
She's just doing bad girl things.
Yes. Same thing with Laflaga. He's no longer a member of the ship. Well, he is still in Alaska, but, you know...
He's on the ship now.
He's not by the end of the episode.
You're right.
He is running through the facility... Or last we saw, he's running through the facility in a gunfight with Rao.
Yep.
Although, technically, that's the last time we see him, even though the next time we see Rao, he's on his Jin with Flay, so we don't know where he went. Although, actually, now that we bring it up, he goes in running through the facility in a gunfight with Rao. Rao kind of gets away, punches Flay in the stomach, win for everybody, and takes her off, and takes off in the Jin. However, we've also seen that the Archangel has already taken off as well.
Yes.
Which means that he can't be on the Archangel. He has to just be somewhere in the Alaska base. By the way, I meant to ask you, bonus points, can you remember the name of Alaska base?
No.
It is a very stupid, common American male boy name of a certain generation with the letter A after it. Not going to help you at all, but I had a dog named this once.
No.
It was a white lab. It's Josh A.
Oh.
Name of the base. Anyway, the Archangel currently is holding on to the Buster Gundam. Remember, they've referenced the guys were basically so bored that they might repair it. So, that's where that's at, question mark. And... yeah, I've already replaced Kira with the Freedom Gundam, so he's got that right there.
Yeah. I need someone to get the Independence Gundam.
I don't know if we're going to Boston or not. And then I think I just put like minor allegiance things here. Eileen is allied to Siegel because she calls him when he's like, oh no, we've been tricked. They're not doing the thing they told us they would do. And otherwise, I've got Patrick allied with Luis and Ali.
Yep.
Because they were behind him during a press conference once.
Be careful who you stand behind at a press conference. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, otherwise you'll wind up on a board.
Sure.
Otherwise, those are really the only... Oh, yeah, one more thing. Captain William Sutherland, he was the guy in the meeting, the court-martial meeting sort of thing.
Yep.
And I went ahead and marked Gerard Garcia and Bidulf as dead because he indicated that Artemis did get destroyed. So I just kind of assumed that they must have died with it.
Agreed.
Okay, so those are the differences.
Hell
Other
yeah.
than that, I of course have notes from the last 2 episodes. You gotta admit that it's confusing on Flay's end. You walk into a room and see one of your friends trying to kill a coordinator, something you've been talking about yourself for a long time now. Then, when you go to help them, they knock you down and tell you to stop, claiming not to be like you, despite their motivations lining up with yours entirely.
No,
What do you mean, no?
I disagree.
That's exactly what happened.
I disagree that she's been in such a state and caused so much trauma at this point. It can't be. I don't see it.
You did see it. We watched it together. We reacted to it. It's what happened.
I mean by the confusion.
No, it was confusing. Flay was confused. I don't understand. You're not like elaborating on what you're not seeing. It's just saying I don't see it.
What I'm not seeing is I don't think Flay's confused about it. I think Flay saw the reaction coming and then reacted in a way that she's going to try to use to manipulate further.
I don't see it. No, being honest, I wasn't like baiting you for a joke. Honestly, she walks into the room. She sees yeah, I don't want to say Fra, but Fra is from the other show.
Yep.
God damn it. Ha. She sees not Fra, Ha. She sees Ha trying to kill the guy.
And then they trauma bond.
Well, yeah, she's like, fucking coordinators, am I right? And she pulls the gun. And, you know, it's like, you just tried to kill him. I might as well help you try to kill him. And then she, like, gut checks her and is like, no, stop. It's like, what is going on here? She looks confused. You know, it's like if I wandered up to you and I found you trying to kill someone, and you're my friend, so I say, okay, I'll help you. And then you're like, no, stop! I'm like, what? I'm sorry, are we not in a life or death situation? What's going on here?
See, in a life or death situation, yes. That was not a life or death situation. I think Flay's still trying to control.
Arguable for Durka, that was pretty life or death situation. He's about to be stabbed and then shot. All right.
He'll be fine. He can deal with it.
Well, he did deal with it in the stupidest way I have in further note. Later. Bad Girl's point about gun control being a problem is pretty on point, considering there was just a gun in a drawer for anyone to grab. She also mentions how he was unguarded for a short period of time, but doesn't go into why. We never even see the two guards get scolded about it. Almost seems like it was a setup.
Ooh. I like that.
Man on the inside sort of thing. I mean, think about it. Things are like working out too well in my headcanon about Durka's future escape. Like the knife went missing. People are kind of organizing his guards to dumb you off for a bit.
So who's the man on the inside then?
Who have we seen the least of? Romero Pal.
1 second.
Or Jackie. One of the two.
Okay. I will throw out... I'll throw out Petty Officer Murdoch.
Nope. See where your mouse was. Like, it better not be Murdoch. Murdoch is the most down-to-earth, the most viewed of all of those guys.
Yep.
No. I mean, maybe one of the engineers is like, we're bored. Maybe let's fix the Buster. You know, that seems way too convenient.
Just saying.
I think when it comes to Bad Girl and Ramius's, Ramius's talk, about what the position of captain requires. Bad Girl is describing the ideal captain of the ship, the one you want on board before you were saying what a bad job Ramus was doing. I think the implication of the scene is that the perfect captain would be just like all the other captains we've encountered so far, dead. Everyone that's played by the book so far has become a sacrifice to push the Archangel ahead. More than likely, this is the indication to us as part of the narrative that there needs to be someone in charge who is doing things differently. That isn't just about order and results. So it is odd when between the two of them, the expected result was that Bad Girl would be given command of the Archangel at some point. Ramus walks away and says, I know you'll be a good captain.
Yep.
And then Bad Girl is the one of the two that gets reassigned. Which, by the way, was also the exact opposite interpretation we had of the new opening.
Yes, it was.
Because, it's Bad Girl walking towards the Archangel while the other people walked away.
Yep. No, I completely agree with that in the entirety of that thought.
Let's see. Sutherland is essentially me, I feel like. His whole argument of if Kira wasn't there, Heliopolis might not have been destroyed isn't exactly what I was saying, but we've both attributed it to Kira regardless. Sutherland's insinuation that Kira's firing off the new weapon drove the zaft counterattack doesn't feel too off. We know the first thing that Rao said on seeing it was that he couldn't believe that they would make something with such destructive power.
Okay. Devil's advocate. Not that it's my stance. You can't put that blame on Kira because of the fact that Kira was just trying to survive.
Double devil's advocate. A military tribunal found that you could put that blame on Kira. And they exist in the universe. After having reviewed all the information of the records of the Archangel from their launch from Heliopolis to arriving at Alaska base, they found that you could, in fact, blame a random coordinator that they put in charge of a Gundam.
The initial blame, no. I do not think that initial blame, I do, but devil's advocating. That initial blame could absolutely not be put on him. But the following blame for the continuation of the conflict, yes.
Well, since I'm devil's advocating, since I'm countering you,
yeah,
and I would say that you have an easier position to defend because when you devil's advocate, you already claim it's not my position, and you can make any wild shit that you want to say. So you have the easier position here. I would say that he was not obligated to get into the Gundam the first time to defend himself. He did that on his own, which then led to every sequence of events that happens afterwards.
I can see that.
Arguably, him getting into the Gundam then launches the whole Athrun storyline, and then Athrun is motivated to continue to follow them.
I can see that.
And then, not dodging for one thing, but also, as they indicate, firing off the super weapon, which then... Not super weapon. Firing off the beam cannon thing, which then inspires the zaft counterattack, which then leads to the destruction of Heliopolis. Arguably, if they just launched the Archangel and tried to book it, Heliopolis might still be here.
It's true, but we don't know what might actually means in this situation. It might not be there either.
Sure, but I don't think hypotheticals really depend on what we do and don't know.
Hypothetically speaking, you are correct.
And we do know that they blamed him in a military tribunal, so...
Yes.
Durka's flip-flopping guilt is still strange to behold. He recognizes that he got slashed for what he said, but then only confirms that he didn't kill Toll, which does nothing for the hurt his words caused. He goes from feeling bad that he made fun of her boyfriend being dead to just making sure that he didn't kill him in unrelated concerns.
Yeah, that is absolutely correct.
Just as a refresher, I guess, maybe for the audience. He's laying in the new cell he gets put in and says, "Oh man, maybe I was too right when I was making fun of her." And then his next step is, "I didn't kill him. Now I'm sorry that I was just poking fun at you. I didn't realize I was completely honest and had actually said that. No, wasn't me. That's all I want you to know." Dumb. It's weird flip flopping
A little bit.
when he seemed to be actually feeling guilty. I guess the card that Rao got in, I'm going to guess Alaska. It was snowing and they had to hide their transport, so that's my best guess. Was the card that Atherin was talking about back in the orb location.
The card?
Yeah. You don't remember they infiltrated orb and he's talking about a card
Oh,
and then they're
yeah. Okay.
leaving. Yeah, they're leaving and he's still
Yep.
talking about a card.
Yeah, 100%. No, I think that is correct. I wasn't thinking that card.
I mean, it did look like a data disk sort of thing, but I'm assuming it must be a card because either that or I'm just still harping about a card that meant nothing. Like, it was two throwaway lines, and I'm like, where's this fucking card?
I don't know.
Get to the end of the whole series, and it's like, oh, I found it, my Jackie Onassis trading card. I appreciate that the Haru don't seem to be down with Kira hanging out with Lacus, especially considering that Atherin made them.
Yes. Wholeheartedly agree.
Because they've been, like, insulting Kira. Or, not insulting him, they've been giving their, like, negative thoughts every time somebody says something about Kira. Negative, this isn't good. It's like, okay, I'm down for the Haru.
As am I. I support their loyalty.
If Zaft loses Operation Spitbreak because of Kira, I'm going to be pissed. Not because Zaft lost, but because of the build-up to the operation and the juke of changing targets. They had us talking about Panama, let alone what the Federation forces thought. We have tons of forces from the plants dropping in on Alaska base, multiple deployments from Zaft bases across the world. If Kira shows up in a better Gundam and just wins the day for the Federation, then nothing Zaft does matters anymore. I know I seem like I'm coming off as preemptively mad, but after Kira survived that explosion, it really feels like we are creating a savior main character, and I'm not about it. If the Federation wins Alaska, it has to be due to whatever the super weapon is that we keep seeing flashes of, but has yet to be explained. The story revolves around Kira. The world doesn't have to revolve around Kira.
Um, I think you're gonna be disappointed then.
No, I said I'd be mad. No, pissed is what I said I'd be.
I think you're gonna be pissed then.
Because literally, Zaft has been building up to this. All of Zaft. And we see, like, the whole deployment is like every fucking thing they could mobilize is here. If multiple episodes of Zaft building up its military for one specific project results in, hey, the main character showed up in a better Gundam. By the way, it's a Zaft Gundam too, by the way. Uh, a
Yep.
better Gundam and just kicks everyone's ass because cool main character is cool. Then fuck off, man. I don't know what to do anymore. This isn't
Uh,
like Dragon Ball Z, right, where Goku shows up at the last minute to save the day because he's the strongest of all. That's a different kind of show.
are you sure?
I'm saying it's not like that because this is a realistic mecha, like a real robot, is what I think the genre is called,
Mm-hmm.
and that's Dragon Ball fucking Z. So, right?
I think you're gonna be pissed then.
I have an out. I've written my next note is literally an out for the show.
Chat.
Speaking of a super weapon, we see them talking about a countdown to Panama in regards to the array of dishes that we see underground. They call it the Cyclops system. They talk about its expected start, implying that they know when this attack is supposed to happen. Later in the episode, officers are talking about how the evacuation is going, which is something we hadn't heard talked about before, which seems to mean that they are evacuating Alaska base just in time for the attack as well. Hell, we saw one of the control rooms was also completely empty, with stuff strewn about, as though people had left in a hurry, and LaFlaga comments that no one is around. One of the evacuee officers talked about getting as deep underwater as possible. So what I'm expecting is that this is all a double trick, and the Alaska base is going to self-destruct the moment all of Zaft's military arrives, like if Hitler had planted nukes all along the beaches of Normandy, waiting for the Allies to arrive.
Okay. I like it.
And it doesn't involve Kira having to save everyone's lives, because God forbid anyone else be competent at their jobs, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to follow this, but it doesn't have to all be Evil Admiral from Star Trek, right? Where we're all good guys, except for the top tier of the good guys turns out to all be evil people with weird master plans.
Okay.
Follow-up thought. I have to also think that if my previous thought was true, that assigning the Archangel to Alaskan defense is also just setting them up for sacrifice. They did remove Bad Girl, their effective combat officer, and LaFlaga, their best pilot. I'd assume that maybe Flay's family is at play, which is why she was getting sent to Panama. So maybe there are people on the inside working both sides, like some sort of third faction. Ryle mentions Asriel as a name, though, and it's not someone we've seen before, according to my board.
Third and mysterious? Just saying.
Well, technically, I only wrote down third faction as a joke for you. Technically, it would be fourth faction at this point.
True.
Yeah, I just had to play the third faction joke, but yeah, no. Why would Flay be transferred out? Like they point out, hey, Ramus, this is kind of all your fault. You're really bad. Let's keep her as captain and transfer out the other good officer to somewhere else. Yeah. Let's make sure that LaFlaga, the Hawk of Endymion, is transferred somewhere else so we can keep a really good pilot. You know, the people who are pulling the strings are actually Flay's family. We gotta get her out of here, too. You know?
That seems very likely.
I'm just saying, it's if the Alaska-based self-destruct thing is a real thing. I don't know what the Cyclops system is. My thought goes back to Macross, as it often does, where the Alaskan base there is a super weapon. It's a super beam thing. So it's either Alaska base is going to self-destruct, or whatever the Cyclops system is too strong to have people around it, so they're evacuating so that they can use it. In which case it would, I don't know, blast the ground open and hit all the zaft things in orbit.
That seems possible. Either way, I support a solution that doesn't come from Kira flying in and saving the day.
I know that all of my stuff typically bounds down to, you know what this show needs? Less Kira. But at the same time, I feel like this show needs less Kira. I don't know.
I've accepted the Kiras here.
I tend to feel that way about a number of Gundam shows. See, it's not the ones that I grew up with, obviously, so maybe nostalgia plays a factor there, like Hero from Gundam Wing, or even Domon Kashu from G Gundam. They have their annoyances, but they're fun. They are fun annoyances. Domon Kashu is just like super energetic, street fighting guy.
Yeah.
Hero is super serious, but crazy super serious. Did I ever show you the "I'll kill you" scene from Gundam Wing?
I don't think so.
It is so it's like a clip of just the scene happening where, uh, oh god, her name escapes me. The main girl of the show, invites him to her birthday, right? Because they go to the same school. Because his cover is to be in the same school as her or something like that.
Yep.
She hands him the letter to invite him to her birthday, and everyone's smiling, laughing. He rips it up, and she like single tear. He walks up like shoulder to shoulder with her, wipes the tear away, and when she goes to smile, he whispers, "I'll kill you." And then the awesome music starts playing, and he walks away, and it's like this scene was fucking crazy. What the hell? And that's Hero. So I don't know. I watched Gundam 00. Setsuna is a fucking plank of wood with no emotions, and I feel nothing for him. Kira is literally what I said Setsuna should be if I wanted to make him interesting, and I guess I agree with everyone that said they went too far the other way. Kira cries in the most human way possible.
No. No.
Anyway, I'll get back to the thoughts. I know I've harped on Kira for too long, and I've probably lost the... God, people love Kira. I don't understand why. Is Rao a clone of Flay's dad? We do get a lot of genetic stuff here. Maybe that's why he takes all those pills? I don't know. I'm still just puzzled over why she hears her father's voice when Rao is talking.
That's very much possible.
Oh, I did already say I didn't connect these two thought lines together. Previous thought I said, oh, Flay's family has something to do with this, and then I'm writing down, is Rao a Flay clone of Flay's dad?
Is Rao a Flay clone? That's the question.
Well, okay, you want to go with that? You know, I might as well not deny that just in case. What if Flay's dad tried to clone his daughter? And I don't know. Hey, maybe Flay is the twin of Kira. Because they only just met, right? According to what's his name. Maybe this has been an incest heavy show this whole time.
Oh, it's possible. I'm gonna force us to move on from that statement.
Oh, I've got my last one here. To everyone that gave me shit in the past for saying Lacus had no authority, fucking eat it. Lacus, and presumably Ernst as well, have this whole network of loyalists ready to do whatever they want. Like giving the best fighting machine in the entire faction to some random kid. And also, just another what the fuck to that. Looks like we're about to win the war, but the chairman lied about it, so better give a weapon to our enemy. That'll teach him for lying. I say this is bad politics, but it feels like modern politics if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I understand that it's Lacus making the decision, but that also is like going back to the whole Lacus can't make decisions thing. That I have to assume it's like Lacus's dad must have been like, just do whatever the fuck Lacus wants. Or that, or she's just got super involved fans because she's an idol.
It's true. She could like sign a couple autographs, kiss a cheek, and get what she wants. Maybe.
Well, I mean, it's like for a couple of the guys she goes past, she has to dress up Kira in the zaft uniform and teach him the salute. But the guys guarding the bay are like, the guy's out of sight? Okay, let's open the door. Like, they're in on it.
Yep.
And again, Ernest Klein just fucking walks up to where Kira's like resting, is like, talks about shit. It's like, okay, you must have helped bring him here, I guess. So, yeah. I hate that the new chairman lied. Better give the bad guys, or, because we're their enemies, so we consider them bad guys. Better give the bad guys our super weapon. And yes, I understand that Kira and Lacus had a whole conversation about him having discovered what his motivation was. And she says, oh, are you going to fight Zaft when you get there? And he says, no, I know what I'm doing now. Doesn't share it with us, the audience, mind you. Because, God forbid, Kira have an internal thought in this moment. But...
Kira's gonna blow up Alaska. That's what's gonna happen.
Well, see, I don't know what he's going to do, with a Gundam that's 4 times as strong as his last Gundam, if he's not fighting Zaft, who's actively attacking the base, of which his friends are on a ship that is in the defense force, meaning his friends are going to be attacked, and Kira's entire motivation up until now has been to defend the people he cares about, which would then imply that he's going to defend the people he cares about by attacking Zaft. So if he attacks one Zaft thing before they attack him, or, if anything, he does anything non-defense, he's a fucking liar. He is lying Jesus.
And I think that's a good note to end your thoughts on.
Well, yeah, it's the last note I'm going to have before I blow my brains out. Lying Jesus. Anyway. Yeah, I guess, you have anything else you want to say before we go in?
I do not.
Alright, well, let's go ahead and jump on into it.
Let's do it.
Not exactly. Sorry, she skipped that. He said it Gundam, and she said not exactly the first go time.
Yeah.
Even though technically when he turned it on for the first time, it did the whole Gundam load-up thing where it did the whole abbreviation for Gundam, so it is technically a Gundam.
Yeah.
Also kind of funny that language from Mercury kind of cribs the neither strength nor will thing. Because when they do a duel in Witch from Mercury, they have a whole thing. I think they say it's like neither skill nor strength of mech or something like that.
Got it. Oh yeah. Atherin's headed up and Kira's headed down.
Mm-hmm. Well, Atherin still has his arm broken, so it's not like he was going to be doing anything.
Yeah.
Also, it's not an open view cockpit on the Gundam, so Atherin would just see a Gundam flying by and not actually Kira. Also, he thinks Kira is dead, so it's like there's no real meaning behind crossing paths.
True.
I was kidding, Sai. I didn't actually love Kira. Chasing Kira in the opening. No, that's right. They don't give these guys names.
No.
I thought about going back through the opening to see. Because again, Rao mentions Azrael, and Azrael's not a name we've heard before.
No, and Azrael does sound like the name of a Gundam pilot.
Or a Warlock's cat.
Yes.
Specifically, that's Gargamel's cat from the Smurfs. Also, I believe an angel in Diablo.
Well, Azrael's an angel, also just a straight up biblical angel name as well.
Yeah, well, there you go. Diablo cribs that, so I think it's still true. Oh hey, didn't we just quote some comments from the Ascending Sword?
Boom.
No, that's the Seinfeld theme.
Okay. Let's see what happens here.
There's a surprising number of deaths here that don't involve heads popping off.
Uh-huh.
That's the majority of deaths we've had so far. See, every control room is empty.
That is confusing.
Well, they've evacuated. The evacuation people are... That dude had a great beard.
Don't fire the wombats. They're adorable animals.
Oh, that would have been funnier if you said it in an Australian accent. Well, it's a good thing we're not launching anything, because we don't have anything to launch.
It's almost like there's a mech that was being worked on.
Zoot zoot. I just meant that we don't have any of our pilots left anymore. Toll's dead, Laflaga's gone, Kira is regrettably alive.
Do we have anybody else who could pilot it?
No. Well, what do you mean by it?
The Blitz.
Urko. It's on the wrong side, though. Other than that, Kira didn't upgrade the Blitz to be able to be used by a natural. Oh,
True.
there you go. That's where he is. That looked like an explosion radius.
It did.
I think I called this one. Although I don't know why it looks like a bunch of satellite ditches. Next, fire the Gilberts.
Yeah, you're in a bad spot.
Yeah, thank God when you shoot, like, towards missiles, they all explode at once for some reason.
Yeah.
I guess we're working on missile command rules. Also, if he was a clone of Flay, or just a clone of his dad, her dad rather, be a reason why he would kidnap Flay, not just leave her.
A little bit crazy. It's not impossible. They're being attacked.
Oh, thank God we just walked past this one. Laflaga will have something to do.
That's a blast radius.
I feel like technically he shouldn't have any missiles now.
You're technically correct.
He had nothing on the bottom. I just totally fucking called it. William Sutherland, you are fucking me. By which I mean you are me, not that you're fucking me. That would be weird. Yeah, we have to make it look like we're actually fighting. Otherwise, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
You know, it has to be kind of like Operation British if you think about it. We have to make
Little
their
bit.
deaths matter, or at least count for something.
Get out of there.
Yeah, like I said, they left the Archangel here as like proof that the defense is real. Oh, okay. This is why Kira's thing has an N-jammer disruptor, so he can communicate with everybody to tell everyone that there's a bomb or whatever.
Yeah. To stay and die.
Wouldn't it just be faster to say, there's a bomb? If the Panama forces are even heading here.
I doubt they are.
I mean, they could be like on their way as like a cleanup force for whatever survives the blast. Gotta admit, that's a pretty good plan.
Does this turn them into fugitives?
For surviving? I don't think so. Maybe if they broadcasted the plan, that could be like fugitive move. New mid card?
Apparently.
Half new. Wait, that's Kira. Fuck off.
Haha!
God damn it, Kira. Can you not let people have real relationships?
Nope. That's not something he does.
That's gonna linger in my head now. I fucking hate that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, because all these people in like fucking tanks, they're never gonna get 10 kilometers away. They're dead if they don't stop the bomb. Although arguably, if they stop the bomb, they're saving more zaft people than they are their own. Desertion, no. We did have a whole conversation about desertion earlier. Not exactly fugitives, but possibly shoot on sight people. You're gonna like that more when we watch Gurren Lagann.
Got it.
Because, sorry, I like you, Laflaga, but fuck off. That's not your phrase. Although technically, I think this aired 3 years before Gurren Lagann says it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, she's the one that hates coordinators the most, so...
Yeah.
And now she's actually on a zaft ship.
Okay.
Also, how do you get the plane back in the air when it just crash landed a minute ago?
Different plane.
From where? They had 2 Sky Graspers. I think he crashed his and Toll was killed in the other one.
I don't know.
Hey, Yazek. As long as he doesn't get killed by Alaska base blowing up, I'm good.
No, but Kira is on his way.
Yeah, but if he fights the duel, that would literally be attacking Zaft, in which case he's a fucking liar. Oh, that guy's dead.
Yeah, that guy's not doing too well.
Well, it's rare that you find somebody who gets killed on the Archangel.
It's true. No, don't fire the wombats.
Well, it's like the Lechtenberger thing is the one you don't fire because it, like, irradiates the area, apparently.
Uh-huh.
I at least appreciate that the Archangel does take damage these days.
Yeah.
Hey, remember I made a comment about this earlier?
Yeah.
Because of course it wouldn't happen. And that's the common thing for Gundam. By the way, you just attack Zap people. You fucking liar. That's the common thing, is you get a mobile suit, like, gun pointed at a bridge, and just, for some reason, it never happens. It never fires.
That's half of the U.S. space mission to the moon. That's freedom.
You know, this would be more inspiring to me if Kira had lost to the duel in the strike before.
Yes.
Because then it's like, okay, with twice the power, 4 times... Oh, in Seed now. 4 times the power and Seed. I'm about to be pissed.
Okay.
It was bullshit. That's what that was. Also, auto-targeting is a real cheat. I want to say that too.
Yeah.
The thing I said. He's ruining the whole goddamn thing. Seriously, how many Earth Federation people died to lure these people in? Stop showing her.
This episode's just going right after you.
Yeah, and I know the comments are gonna fucking hate me for it too, but you know what? I'm watching the show. Granted, you're probably watching it too if you're seeing me say that, but... Look, another horizontal strike, by the way.
Yeah.
Get out of here! Knocks him to the ground. You understand that if you knock him in the water, he's probably less likely to be able to fly again, which means he's gonna be in the attack range. I guess it's because the Anjamers that they can't tell that they're like, everyone's being warned.
Yeah.
It's the Operation British thing.
Oh my god.
If Kira didn't show up and warn everybody, Zaft's main military might would have been defeated.
Yeah.
Hell, the other Gundam would have been destroyed. The Blitz would have been... I mean, Duel would have been... Wow. Fucking hell.
Jesus.
I like whatever the hell Cyclops is. It's fucking amazing. I will say it's not what I would have called this system, though. What's it do? Well, it blows stuff up and turns people into a bloody mess.
Yep. Well, hey, Cyclops can do that.
I would have to think that the guy in there is a bloody mist. A bloody mist. Mist is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. But that guy's gonna be fine.
And this is at least cooler than what I thought it was going to be, which is just a giant explosion. Never mind. It's still cooler, though.
Yeah. Okay, maybe like I'm 50% pissed. Because a lot of people still were in the blast. Also, it was part nuke. That's gonna fuck up the planet.
That's just one nuke. Huh. Isn't
Have we
that...
met this person?
Isn't that... ours? No, I think this was a random guy. He was a random guy.
Yes.
We should have punched him.
Rest in peace, random guy.
Should have punched him. The healing power punches sometimes.
結城隊長アスランザラどうしたんだこんなところでいえそれよりこの騒ぎはスピットブレイクが失敗したらしいえ詳しいことはまだわからん
Technically, it was a complete success.
そんな
Alaska base
Technically,
has
yeah.
been destroyed. We won, sort of.
極秘開発されていた最新鋭のモビルスーツが一機何者かに奪取された
At least he said
それ
one
を
of.
手引きをしたのがラックスクラインだということで
And they know?
国防委員会は
Oh my gosh.
そんなまさかラックスがそんな
Oh, that's where you end it? I guess if they know, that implies Lacus now has to be on the run, which is why she would have to be with
Yeah.
Kira, I guess, if Atherin didn't go on the run with her, but I don't know, he has more loyalty to Zaft, because he wants revenge for his mother's death due to Janus 7, versus his love for the girl he's hardly with,
Yep.
and is apparently cheating on him. Because you gotta admit, Lacus is a bit of a flay in that way.
This show just doesn't have healthy relationships in it.
I mean, I appreciate that there's layers to the relationships. Like, in that way that I can just go off describing people's relationships as the other people on the other side, sort of thing. I'm not upset that the characters are having relationships. Obviously, I'm not happy with the relationship pairings, because
Yes.
I don't think that's right. But otherwise, next time on.
予期せぬ方に揺れるプラントアスランの心知らずにいたのは為政者としての父の顔か優しき笑顔の向こうに隠された厳しき魂か信じて掲げた大義が揺らぐ時新たに開く扉は次回
Who the hell's that?
ガンダムシード正義の名のもとに
I think that's Lacus.
I don't think so. That was a different face. I think there's maybe another idol.
Maybe?
In which case, he's not with I forgot her name. Cagney and Lacey.
Cag... Cagliam Neeson's.
Cagulia. Anyway, he's not with her, despite what the exit credits say. He's apparently talking to I don't know. Maybe it could be Alaxon. Maybe I'm wrong. It just looked like a different person. Not because of the hair. The face made me think it was different.
I think it might be a weird art style choice.
No, it seemed the same to me. Like, we saw... There was a moment I was thinking about making a joke, but I didn't. They were running down with, like, an amphitheater, like, stairway thing. So clearly, he's, like, walking in on a different, like, a stage or something. So another idol might be singing.
I think what's happening there is he realizes the mess that Lacus is in, and he's trying to get her out of there.
I was about to say that maybe he's looking for Lacus, and he's asking other idols where she is. Like, maybe she's gone into hiding after everyone found out what she'd done. It's weird, though, that they said Lacus is the reason behind it, implying that maybe Klein hasn't been found out. Sorry, Klein's her last name, too. Ernst.
Yeah.
Ernst hasn't been found out, or Ernst has already been captured. Or Ernst went back to Earth with Blind Reverend. But then I guess why wouldn't Lacus have gone back to Earth? Oh, God.
I don't know.
So much this episode.
It set up a lot of what does this mean?
I mean, I feel like I was like 85% right. Like, everything I called happened, and then the stuff I said I didn't want to happen happened during the episode as I was calling it.
I'd agree with that.
Unfortunately, this is the stuff that I said I didn't want to happen. Well, no. I said the self-destruct thing, I was cool with that if the Federation won that way. But the show had to pull the other thing that I said I didn't want to happen, which was if Kira shows up and tries to save everybody. And yes, I understand, this is a show about heroes and averting war and everything like that, but how many people died in the attempt to make this happen for you to then negate that?
Yeah.
It'd be like if we gassed everybody on one of these plants, right? And they all died, and we tried to use the plant as some sort of weapon.
As like a projectile?
Possibly. To end the war in like one hit, but then Kira comes and just stops it from doing anything? Maybe that's not a great example, because he then would save half the human population. But my point being is that we could have, I'm even saying we, even though I'm siding with Zaft and all of this, one of the sides could have won the war. And now the war will continue. And
Indeed.
I feel like that's not even a measurement of death anymore, even though these people will probably still get into fights and die. Think if you were like living your life filled with anxiety about possibly dying every day, and the possibility of dying today was very apparent. But then somebody saved you. But they didn't save you from your responsibilities. So now you're back to having a shitty life, worrying about dying every day again.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I think you would have been better off just dying in the explosion.
Yes.
I understand that a lot of people aren't going to take that opinion, because that's like why you get fired from the suicide hotline. But I'm just saying, it really feels like that would have been the best way. Those people don't seem like they're in pain just before they die. They just seem like, oh, what's happening? You know?
Yes, it seems like something that's too quick to comprehend.
Yeah. You just suddenly become Violet from Willy Wonka.
Yep.
Except more explodey, less blueberry.
Indeed. I think this episode intentionally gave more questions than answers.
Oh no, it answered a lot. What questions did you come away with?
What's going on with Lacus? How is Atherin going to handle it? how is Earth Forces gonna handle that Kira's back when when he knows that they basically tried to scapegoat the crew and eliminate his friends?
I appreciate that 2 of your questions come from the last 1 minute of the episode, but
Of course.
yeah, I understand. It's the last thing you can remember because it's the last thing that happened, and then we had a whole conversation to skew you away from things.
It's a lot of more what sides are people going to fall on and how are they going to handle the answers they get.
This is what, episode 33, and I think we have maybe 11 more episodes in this season, and then another season after that. Well, because I think this is originally 50, but this is the high HD remaster, which cuts a few episodes out.
Got it.
So I think there's only 44. I don't remember. So, I mean, don't quote me, comment section. We'll watch it till the end. It doesn't matter.
Quote him. Write down exactly what was said.
Yes, please do. Everybody. Because everybody quoting me is just interaction in for the algorithm.
Exactly.
Hey, and if you're particularly nasty in the comments, I'll just delete it. You can post it again as many times as you want. I swear, I'll only delete it -1 times. Your number of postings -1. So long as you post it again.
Yeah. Eventually you'll get there.
But yeah. My problem is that he didn't know the bomb was there before he arrived. So the first thing he does is attack Zaft.
Yep.
The thing he said he wasn't going to do.
Yep.
So I understand that his point was, I'm going to try and save everybody. He doesn't say that out loud, but it's obviously the resolution he's come to.
Yep.
And his decision to save everybody is, better cut the head off that guy. You know? And he's mastered the sideways swipe. Now he doesn't go for the midsection. Now it's legs.
Yes. Do you think that Orb becomes the de facto good faction now?
They're the de facto neutral faction. Are you saying that trying to blow up your own men in order to destroy the other guy is not good?
Correct.
Are you saying that you can't be both an extremist and good?
No.
Because that's the only thing I think that Earth Force is guilty of in this maneuver. That they were going to an extreme, but they're not the good guys though, because they did do Janus 7. So
that's what I'm saying.
I've always considered Zaft to be the good guys.
Is the rest of this season a shift to Orb being the good guys versus Earth Force and Zaft on two different fronts?
I don't think so, or at least I don't know. I don't know, but I'm going to say no, because we didn't see any of Orb this episode.
Okay.
Like, well, I mean, it just happened, right? So news has to, trickle down to Orb because they're not, in the area. Not unless they have, hidden spy devices on the Archangel.
I doubt it. They don't seem like the type.
They don't seem like the type. You mean the one that got strong-armed into making Gundams for the Earth Federation on a neutral space station?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly the type. Or you mean the faction that genetically engineered 2 twins for the coordinators?
Exactly.
Or do you mean the principal that invited a curse spirit into a territory full of kids that are... If you know the joke, you know the joke.
Yeah.
Alright, we have anything else to say? Obviously, I'm full of thoughts, but I think I can just, trickle them into the next episode, too.
No. I'm good.
Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up here, then. I have been Theta, this has been Justin, we have been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?